Hi and welcome to my November update. First thing again, I need to apologise for lack of updates and progress since September, because I've not really done any videos. I've been doing bits, but I've not been doing a great deal, just with work and taking days off from work and time off, and I just never seem to stop lately, so I've not had time to spend on the Class 25 or Bodmin Junction. In fact, I've not been in the loft for 3 months now, so the plan is hopefully to start on upstairs next month or so and have a go in the loft again. It just affords to doing, the next thing I need to do is point motors, and I've still got 20 odd point motors to install, and the thought to doing, that's all I've got to do for the next sort of God knows how many hours, just installing point motors. I can't face doing it, so I just get off my backside and just install them and get them fitted. Once the point motor's in, I can do the inclines, and then I can start working on laying the track for the station and the scenic areas, which I need to. Once I get that round to that, I'll put out a bit more sort of go with me to do it, because it's more the fun parts, and I can start running trains properly and so. But for now, I'll do an update on the Class 25 and where we're at and what I've been doing. This is a magazine I picked up online. It's from July 2009, but there's some really good pictures inside of the Class 25 and loads of images and pictures. So I found this really useful for building and to give me loads of ideas. Apart from that, I've used the pictures from when I went to the Millennium Museum, so I've got loads of internal pictures of the cab and the detail, and that's been the most important thing I've used, really. The instructions aren't brilliant. The model's fantastic to build, but the instructions are a bit poor, really, so I'd probably be lost without the pictures that I took in Derby a couple of weeks ago. But let's get into the model itself, and I'll show you what I've done, so you can see where I'm at and what I've been up to. So you can see I've had to give it a couple of coats of blue paint now, BR blue. I've had to rub the blue paint down with wet and dry. So thanks to Dave Morehouse at Wally Model Bar, he's recommended that, because I was getting quite a few sort of streaks and lines in it. So I've given that a bit of a rub down. I'm sure Graham Felston will give me advice on improving the finish, but I'm fairly pleased with that. It's had that's sort of a base coat, so I'm going to now go over it with the airbrush. The yellow ends I'm happy with. So once I've got the, I need to get the airbrush out now and get the start doing the sort of mid layer coats and get the top coat right. But I'm generally fairly pleased with it so far. The windows are masked up. Just turn it round. You can see the ends are masked up. I've got the buffer beam on, I've got the buffers in. I've not added the buffer beam detail yet. That's got to be added. You can't really tell from the dark, but that's a bit better, isn't it? But I've got to add all the buffer detail, but I want to paint that first before I put it in. I might cut out the ends and put LEDs behind that. I've not decided yet about that. I'm definitely going to be adding LEDs lighting. So Martin at Wally Model Bar is going to give me a hand with adding the lights once I've got the top coat on that on the model. Started to do the grill for that. I've painted the fan to go underneath, and Martin again at the club is going to add a little motor on that, so that will spin round hopefully. But yeah, I'm fairly pleased with the model itself. The model's gone together really well, and the detail on it is fantastic. Like I said, I've not added any of the fine detail to it, so I've got to add all the detail for the brakes. All I've done so far is added the springs, which I painted in sort of oily, or I call it oily black, and this is just a dirty black on the underside. But I'm going to start adding the detail to that now. Once I've added the detail, then I'll paint it, I'll give it the finish coat, and then I'll weather the underframes before I put the bodywork back on. but yeah, pleased so far. What do I get the top off so you can see what. So I'm going to pause it now and come back to you. I'll take the top off so you can see inside. Okay, so look inside now. You can see I added the seats, I painted the frames, painted the metal bars underneath in the silver. The seats have been given like a satin black, so it gives it like a black leather seat effect. Hopefully that's the idea. Painted the floor again in the dirty black. I've added the motor. So I need to put something on there just to stop that from sort of bouncing around. I've not added any of the wires, but what I have done, I've added the pickups and I've added the chain underneath. I've oiled the motor, so the pickups are there, but I've got to add the wiring to the pickups there. So I'm going to drill a hole in the bogie and come through the top somewhere around here with the wires, and that will go into the decoder. I'm still looking for a decoder, so anyone's got any suggestions for a decoder? I'm not going to bother with sound or the smoke, but I will be doing the LEDs, and I will be having a little motor on there for the fan. So I just need to have something that will operate obviously the fan and the lights, but that's as much I'm going to do. I'm not worried about the sound and the smoke. It would be nice, but I'd rather have another loco rather than add all the extra bits on that I don't think I'd use anyway. But yeah, I'm very pleased with so far how it looks. So that's this is going to be number one end, which is where the fan is. But again, I can turn that around. I can turn the bogies around, another bogie around either end. I'm looking for a driver, maybe to put in a driver inside. So again, if anyone's got any recommendations where they've got 7mm figures, that would help, be great. Yeah. So that's the underside, and there's obviously the top. The other thing I've been doing is cab detail. So I painted these green as in per the pictures I took. So black dials. On the real ones, you've got bits of brass. You've got brass trim around the edge of the dials, but I'm not quite sure if I'm going to add that yet. I've added the handles, so the handles need to be painted. And I've got there's a wheel that goes there, which I've got to trim that down and tidy it up, and but that's ready to go on. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. It looks okay. The other one is the same, so again that's been done, painted. Again, I just got to paint the handles, the controls. I've also done the bulkheads, so I painted those. Again, basically painted based on the interior pictures I took. So I'm fairly pleased with that. Bit of tidying up to do on this one. So I had a bit of bleed on the wiring there. So that's the case, going around touching that up, tidy up. But yeah, I'm pleased with the bulkheads. So that's good. Still got bits left on the pickup, so I'm going to use those for soldering the wires onto. Got the bag of buffers, so again that's something I need to look into, and once I've got the detail on all the vacuum pipes in place, those are probably the last things I put on. Still got a bag of screws which I'm guessing are for to screw the loco to the chassis to the loco, and then I've got that lot. Oh my god. Hopefully, like I said, I've just got to go pick my way through the photographs and pick out the parts slowly, but that pile never seems to go down. I had a bit on, and then I still got a bowl full of stuff, so I could be here till Christmas probably doing this, studying the finer detail. Still got some bits of brass, so I've got those for the steps, so I've got those. Got some more here, so much detail to add, but it's no rush. I haven't like taking my time. I'm enjoying the build, and like I said, that's the bit I'm not looking forward to, is trying to work out where all those, because instructions are poor. But it's getting there. You know, I'm pleased how it looks so far. Now I've got the motor in. The plan is now to get some wires to the motor, get some power to it, so at least I can start to run the motor in. If that's get a decoder fitted, so at least I can run it on one of the layouts at the club. Just so it runs on its own power. It'd be nice to see it going round. And then I need to work on the body shell, just get this finished off, get the top coat done. Once the top coat's on, because Martin's going to do the LED lighting for me, so he's going to have all the lights for me. So I'm going to, and the top roof fan. So I've got to do the grill. So again, that's something else. I just find that so frustrating, the grill. You can't sort of, you put a piece in and the piece falls out. So I'm not the most patient of people, but that's to sort of do my head in. But yeah, just little things. So just a lot of tidying up to do. I just want to get this tidied up and finished off, and then I can leave it with Martin to add the lights and the detail for me. But if I can get it painted, the finish coat and weathered, like I said, the jury's out on the head coat there. I'd like to do something with it other than just have it put the destination board in. But again, you know, see what people think, you know, ideas, suggestions for that. But it would be nice to do something with it other than just have it like that. So it'd be nice to have like the proper destination board on the front. But let me know what you think. That's it for now. And hopefully I'll get an update in December. And next time we see it, hopefully be at the club, and I'll have a decoder fitted and it'll be running. So I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.